Awesome sauce!
Scene 1, Apple, take 1.
What's up everybody, how's it going out there? So one of my subs had asked me if I know or if I have any recipes for beef stew, like a really good beef stew. The answer is yes. And what's great about what I'm going to be showing you here is you can do this pretty much with any type of meat, right? So if you want to do it with chicken, not a problem. Do everything the same way. The only difference is you're going to just change a couple of things, okay? So one of the very first things that you want to do is you want to go out of the store and you want to pick up some meat. And sometimes you can find stew meat that's already been cut up and is typically chuck, or you can find things like this. This is beef round, shredded beef. This is only going to be for like one person, 2 people. So this is enough right here, and it's really cheap, $3 for this. I wish it was cheaper, but that's not too bad. You can just get any cheap piece of meat really and use it for beef stew. If it's got a little fat, it's better because it'll add flavor to it, but it's not necessary, okay? So this is what I'm going to end up using for the meat. And we have to have some vegetables that we're going to be putting inside this, and so we're obviously going to be cutting up an onion, got some celery here, got a little bit of garlic. You can leave that out if you want to. I've also got some carrots that we're going to be cutting up. I've got some peas. I just went ahead and picked up a can of peas. You can get frozen peas. Where I was shopping, they were out. So I just got a can of peas. Also, you can use either tomato paste or you can just use part of a can of tomatoes. Once again, same thing. And we're going to need some type of beef broth that we're going to be adding now. If you're doing chicken, the only thing that you do different is you change obviously the meat, and the broth is you would end up using a chicken broth. This is just regular all-purpose flour, okay? And the only reason why we're really using this is to help add flavor, as well as this is going to add a thickening agent to the stew to make it a little bit thicker. If you don't add this, you're going to end up having a thin soup more than a stew. Here's some salt. You can also add cornstarch near the end if you want to thicken it up, but this is a little bit more traditional. And black pepper. So we're going to go ahead and take our chopped up pieces of meat, whether it is chicken or beef or whatever, okay? And we're going to coat all of this in the flour. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this up to about medium, and I'm going to put some olive oil inside here. And I'm going to be actually cooking the stew in this. You can use a pot if you want, but there's nothing wrong with this. And what we're going to do is we are going to be taking our pieces of meat and laying them here into the oil. Okay, so I'm going to be trying to not overcrowd it. Some people would say I've already overcrowded it. But I know I'm good because I've almost got it all in here. I want to be able to see a little bit of oil in between some of the pieces of meat here. If this thing was just stacked up, you know, that would be bad. That would be bad. This is a little overcrowded, but you know something? Close enough for government work. And what we're going to do is we're going to let this stuff kind of fry up, and bits and pieces of the meat as well as the flour are going to stick to the bottom, at least it should, and that is a good thing. During the time that that's going on, I'm going to be cutting up my onion, because that is going to be the next thing that goes in. Generally I'll do a basic dice. And then also I've got some small potatoes here, and I'm going to be cutting these guys maybe into quarters, because these are going to go in a little bit later as well. So here's my fresh thyme from the garden. And I'm also going to be getting, I think, a little bit of rosemary. Here's the rosemary. Rosemary, a little goes a long way, so I'm not going to be using a whole bunch. I'm going to take out the beef. I'm going to leave the oil in here. Don't worry about the juices or anything like that. Don't worry about losing some of the oil. The beef is going to go back in, okay? Okay, so now we can throw our onions in. I'm going to put just a little bit of garlic in here. And as mentioned before, if you want to put more garlic in, that's fine. If you want to not put garlic in, that's fine too. Okay? I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit because I don't want the stuff here on the bottom to burn. Okay? It turning brown like that is fine. It burning is not. Okay? A little bit of black pepper. Every time you add something, you should consider adding black pepper and salt. So I've got some diced tomatoes here. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Maybe something like that, maybe a half a can. If you want to, you can add a tablespoon of tomato paste. Okay. Now in a minute we're going to deglaze this and as well as add some flavor to it. Red wine is the way to go. I'm going to be using this. It's called Our Daily Red. And the reason why I like this is because they don't put any sulfites in it. Okay, and some of us, like myself, are sensitive to sulfites. So I can actually drink that. If you're a person that ends up drinking wine and you get headaches and stuff from it, or it makes you just feel really sick and everything afterwards, you might have an issue with the sulfites. Try that stuff. You'll like it. So how much wine am I going to end up putting in here? Oh, maybe half a cup or something like that. Not a whole lot. Let's go ahead and add just a touch of flour to this. And that's probably good right there. That's going to be like a thickener, okay? And we need to cook some of that rawness out. So you stir it in here so that way your broth doesn't end up tasting like, well, flour. Okay, that's pretty good. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my wine in here. It's possible that this can ignite, so be a little careful. If it does, don't freak out. Just kind of walk backwards from it. But we want to use it. The alcohol should already be gone from the wine, by the way. We want to use it to get everything up off of the bottom of this pan. Everything that was kind of getting cooked on the bottom. It's going to use it to clean it. Now we're going to add beef broth. Now if you were doing chicken, you would end up using chicken broth. If you were doing chicken, what you would want to use is actually a white wine, not a red. I'm going to throw a couple of things of bay leaf inside there. The rosemary, I'm going to take a little bit of the rosemary, throw it inside here. And I think for the amount that I'm making, that's enough. You don't have to use fresh thyme, but I've got it in my garden, so it makes sense to use it. Okay, so our thyme is inside there as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our meat and we're going to put our meat back in. And we're going to let it finish its cooking as well impart flavors into the broth inside here. So I added about 1/4 cup of water to that. I'm adding a little bit more black pepper. The salt, I won't know until kind of near the end. That's a good thing about salt. You can always add it later. Okay, but this should be pretty good. As far as where we are, if you want to add a little bit of heat, you can by adding maybe a little cayenne pepper or something. That's up to you. But I'm going to put this down on medium low, somewhere in that area, and let this cook for about an hour. And in about an hour, what we're going to do is we're going to put in all of our other vegetables as well as our potatoes, and let it cook for maybe another 45 minutes to an hour, and then our stew should be pretty much done. Okay, so we have this nice thick stuff here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to end up putting in our potatoes. I'm going to probably have to add a little bit more liquid to this. We want to take our bay leaves out, carrots, celery. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of the liquid from the peas. Once again, the salt, I'm not touching anything with the salt yet, okay, because I'm going to wait till this condenses, everything's cooked, then I'll taste it for salt. You can add salt at the ass end of it, okay. But make sure everything is submerged, and we're at this point now, we just want to cook all of these vegetables, potatoes, and maybe the last 5 minutes is when we'll throw in our peas. If they're fresh peas or they're frozen peas, throw them in like the last 10 minutes, something like that. But these are already cooked, and I don't want them to be overly done, right? Because these are already cooked. So they only need to really be warmed up, so like 5 minutes. Okay, so this has been thickening up a little bit. I went ahead and I tasted it, and I added some salt to it. How much salt? It's going to depend. So when you're cooking it, you know, it's your judgment. You know, just add a little at a time, taste it until it tastes about right. Okay. Some people like more salt, some people like less salt. Now, at this point, I'm going to add some peas to this, and you'll know that the potatoes and everything are done when, if you put a fork into the potato, it'll just go right in. Okay. With very little resistance, and then you'll know, yeah, you know, the potatoes are done. Okay. The broth, you can see the broth is much thicker than a soup. The longer I sit there and I let this cook, the thicker it'll become. If you want this to be even more thick, what you can do is add a little bit of water and cornstarch to it, and that will thicken it as well. I honestly think in about another 10 minutes, this is going to be thick enough. And then as it cools, it'll also thicken too, and you have to keep that in mind. And you can see that it's nice and thick. It's not runny like a soup, you know, because when you have stew, you should have a thick sauce. And what's great about this is this type of sauce is great for like a gravy on mashed potatoes. You can put it over rice. That's really good. You can even put this over noodles. The sauce that's left over from this, okay? This is definitely the type of stuff that sticks to your ribs. Now remember, in this one we ended up making beef. We used red wine, we used the beef, and we used beef broth. If you want to do a chicken stew, what you would end up doing is you end up using the chicken, use a white wine, and you end up using a chicken broth. But anyway guys, that's the beef stew. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.